And VeeJay Huskey, I want to throw it out to you first and foremost. Who are you trashing?
It might be Josh Allen.
Wow.
Yeah, it might be Josh Allen, man. It might be Josh Allen. Do I got to trash him now, or is this later?
Nah, we going to talk Josh. So
okay.
you going to have a whole segment to trash him if that's what you want to do.
Look, I just looked at the rundown. Okay, yeah. I didn't do that on purpose.
I guess I'd have to trash, and again, this is my man. Big time fan of his. He's a great player. But come on, Ant. You're better than this. You're better than this. And you said it right. I didn't watch him, so I can't speak of him. Just stop. Just stop right there.
Right.
Because now you got Kevin Garnett weighing in. I mean, you done have Magic, Isaiah, and now Kevin Garnett go off on you. So, that tells you right there it was the wrong thing to say. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. But your turn, of course, will come up in 35 minutes. So get your takes ready. Josh Allen, you brought him up. And Rob G, there was an ESPN poll or something like that of players, right? So why don't you share with us the findings of what their poll showed?
Sure. So ESPN surveyed 103 anonymous players to get their thoughts on all the quarterbacks around the NFL. They asked them a series of questions, who's the GOAT, who's underrated. And when they asked who's overrated, the guy receiving the most votes was the aforementioned Josh Allen. And the reason throughout the entire response, both in this ESPN article and actually yesterday in the Athletic piece for quarterback tiers, anyone who was critical of Josh Allen all points to the same thing: turnovers. Josh Allen had 22 of them last season, second most in the NFL behind Sam Howell. Since 2021, his 59 turnovers rank second to Trevor Lawrence. And since the start of the 2008 season, Allen's 102 turnovers lead the NFL.
There it is.
All right. Well, look, since you were going to trash him regardless,
Yep.
I guess that gives you a little fodder, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I got it written down right here anyway. And yesterday when we talked about the tiers, like tier 1, I'm not saying Josh Allen's not good. Not saying Josh Allen hadn't had a good career, but overrated, I might ride with that. On my top 10 list right now, I might have him in like 9, 8, 10 in that range, simply because of the turnovers. 102 since 2018. Turnovers hurt your team. I don't care how big you are and how much you can run over linebackers and defensive backs in the touchdown passes you throw. They have literally, now in the playoffs, I looked this up, he hasn't been a big turnover machine in the playoffs. And that's what Josh Allen defenders and Bills Mafia will run to and show you those numbers. Fine. But 102 of them in a regular season are costing you games where they're costing you playoff positioning and seeding to where you end up playing. And then also, last year, at home, everything in your hand, and you let the Chiefs come in there and beat you. Now, they're the Chiefs, I get it. But you're at home. And after the divisional game, I keep pointing out to this, he played tremendous that day. That was not his loss. But since then, the following year, go look it up. Vegas had him favored to win the MVP. They had the Bills favored to win the Super Bowl, and they can't get back to the AFC Championship game. And people still keep crowning this guy, and all he is doing is getting to wild card and divisional rounds and being sent home. And he never gets any criticism for it. It's everybody else's fault around him. Now going into this year, Chris, all new receivers. We just heard the great B friends tell them Kareem Jackson has now been cut. Jordan Poyer is now down in Miami. And Keon Coleman's going to be your guy. They tried with different running backs. They just won't run the football. Last year, a lot better than the previous 3 years.
Run it this year.
Yeah, well, last year, a lot better than the previous 3 years. The previous 3 years, their rankings were 24, 26, and 27 in the league running the football. A lot better last year. It needs to be better this year. But we know, Chris, when it comes down to it, they're going to go away from the run. They're going to put it in the hands of Josh Allen, and Josh Allen's going to come up short and turn the ball over again. And we're still going to say, oh, but he's such a tier 1 quarterback. Stop it. He missed his window. He won't win the Super Bowl. Yes, he's missed his window. Absolutely, he's missed his window. His window
was his window 1 year?
No, his window. No,
because that's the only time they got close.
It's been closing.
The dude, how old is he? 26 years old? And he missed his window?
Nah, 26. He's got to be older than 26, Chris.
He ain't old.
I know he's not old, but he's got to be older than 26. But his window to win a Super Bowl, 28.
He just turned 28.
His window to win a Super, in my opinion, his window to win a Super Bowl, Chris, not go out and make good plays, not go out and make good highlights.
Win a Super Bowl.
It's closed.
No,
it's closed.
That's ridiculous.
No, it's not.
Then the dude ain't that good.
That's not true. That's not.
No, if your window close, if you're an all-time great, there is not one all-time great quarterback whose career, whose window to win a Super Bowl was closed at 28
You
years
have
old.
Josh Allen as an all-time
Dude
great?
has played like he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Oh,
That's what I mean. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. He is on a Hall of Fame trajectory.
Borderline.
He is on a Hall of Fame trajectory. He's played 6 years in the league. If his Super Bowl window is closed, then he ain't that good.
Yeah, I know.
Now, I'm not saying he will even win a Super Bowl, but I'm saying his window is essentially the prime of his career. Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, obviously, Mahomes is in a whole different tier. Their Super Bowl window is the prime of their career. Period.
I disagree. You could be in your prime.
To say his window, that's ridiculous.
No,
to
it's
me.
not.
I don't know.
Okay, so
and here's the thing. Hold on, you spoke.
Go ahead.
Last 5 years, I get it. And look, Josh Allen got flaws. His game, he is reckless with his body and with the ball. So I'm not gonna gloss over his flaws. But you talked about the interceptions. Well, who has led the league in total touchdowns over the last 5 years?
It's been Josh Allen.
It's not Patrick Mahomes. It's Josh Allen by a wide margin. Josh Allen, we are looking at arguably the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. And Josh Allen, I'm talking about Patrick Mahomes, of course. Josh Allen, in the last 5 years, has 24 more touchdowns than that guy, Patrick Mahomes, who's the best ever.
And what's it done for him?
Well, he has. What's it done for anybody? But Patrick Mahomes is winning all the Super Bowls.
But that's the point.
I mean, that's the thing. Mahomes this is the Jordan. I think I was the first. I'm not. Maybe I'm wrong, but I called Mahomes Jordan-esque the first year he was playing, and he has been like Michael Jordan in that he's hogging up all the championships, and nobody's eating. I get it that he doesn't win it every year. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
For the most part,
hope you could sneak one from him. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, VeeJay, and I know I'd be shocked if you don't agree with this.
Okay, let's go.
Outside of Mahomes, and this is why he's on the tier by himself, every single quarterback in the league got some flaws. Every single one. Yeah. I can look at Lamar and say he has to improve his passing. He hasn't played well in the playoffs.
Yep.
I can look at Joe Burrow and say, bro, you got to stay healthy. Cliche, one of the best abilities is availability.
Preach.
Right? And you're not there.
Preach.
Josh Allen, you're too reckless. You do have to protect the football, bro. Dak Prescott, you look like you get a little bit scared when the playoffs. Huh? All right, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, what have you done for me lately, bruh?
Jalen Hurts.
In the NFC title games. Heck, the one you won and went to the Super Bowl and won it. You still didn't play well in the NFC Championship game. So I'm just saying, like, I could go on and on down the line. And Josh Allen has his flaws. But I'm not going to sit here and say this dude is not a bad man, because he is.
He is. I preface my comment by saying I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying he hasn't been great.
Well, you said he's a ninth?
No.
I got to hear the 8 quarterbacks better than Josh Allen.
I got my list here in my notebook somewhere. But what I'm talking about as far as his window being closed, I just want to make sure I focus on that here for a second. If you look at the team, it started with Dabo leaving, okay? And then when you lose your coordinators, I'm a big guy in football. When coordinators start to walk out the door, you may still have talent there, but the production of the team or the unit, whether it's your special teams coordinator, defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, is going to start to suffer when you need it most. They'll put up numbers, they'll put up highlights and make it look good, but when it comes down to pushing all your chips in the middle of the table, that's where that coordinator is going to be missed. So it started with Brian Daboll, okay? Then it started with Leslie Frazier. Now you've lost all of your receivers. You keep losing. Let's get real. If the Dolphins...
Well, I agree with you that I don't think this year that the Bills are Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, at all.
I think they'll make the playoffs. I don't think they have a
Rob
real
G's
shot
got them out of the playoffs. That's his team that thinks they fall off. Rob G's got them falling off.
But that, to me, that's a team issue. And they're going to improve over the years. This is a kind of a rebuild. They're not really, to me, they're not rebuilding to the point where they fall out of the postseason. But this is a bit of a rebuild or a relaunch. And then whether it's next year or the year after, they're going to be right back there near the top of the AFC. So that's why I'm saying I disagree. I agree this year. I don't think they're a Super Bowl contender.
No, they won't be back.
Their window, to say that Josh Allen at 28 years old will never be in the Super Bowl mix again, which is what you're saying when you say his window is closed.
Yeah.
Is ludicrous.
No, it won't be. Wild card and divisional round is the best it's going to get. Let me also point this out. You want to talk about the future. There's teams come. The AFC number 1 this year is stacked. Okay, so that's this year. The AFC's not going to get worse. CJ Stroud and Houston. I love the defense the Colts puts out there. I like Pittman. I like Taylor. They have weapons there. If Anthony Richardson's that guy, then you know they're going to come up. We're Jacksonville. We know Tennessee. They're my pick to be the worst team in the league this year. It's either going to be them or the Patriots. But the Dolphins are going to be good. The Ravens are going to be good. Cincinnati's going to be good. Look what Jimmy Burger's Harbaugh's doing out here with the Chargers. They're going to be good. We already said Mahomes and Big Red.
All that. What is that saying about his window?
Because you're saying that they're going to come back.
Good?
You're saying I don't think they're going to. I don't think they're going to be better than these other teams. Have a better chance at being better than them.
Why?
Over the next, number 1, they're younger. Number 1, they all have quarterbacks.
He's
not
28.
The quarterback.
He's young.
Okay, Chargers have Herbert, younger. Burrow, younger. Tua,
younger by a few years. Tua's not close to Josh Allen.
I didn't say he was.
None of them are better than Josh Allen. Well,
I
bet you got Tua ahead of Josh Allen.
Of course I do.
Okay, that's ridiculous. That's a fan talk.
Listen, it might be.
Ain't no way
it might be.
Tua is better. Tua can't win in a brisk when there's a breeze out.
Well,
and he's better than Josh Allen.
Guess what? Guess what? In the postseason, Josh Allen can't win when there's a breeze out.
Josh Allen been a lot further than Tua, and give Josh Allen Tyreek Hill and Jaden Waddle and that run game.
He had Stephon Diggs. That wasn't no trash.
Stephon Diggs is not Tyreek Hill.
I know he's not Tyreek Hill.
Right?
Is he better than Waddle?
And they don't have Waddle was the number 2.
Is he better than Waddle? Yes.
Waddle was the number 2.
Is Stephon Diggs
and I don't know
better?
if he's better now.
Okay.
His career has been better so far, but I don't know that he's better now.
Real quick, I'll admit. Listen, I'll be real with you, bro. I'll admit that Tua. Yeah, the Tua over him is. I'm tripping. Bro, you know me. I don't have no problem with when my little fandom, drops in it. It is what it is.
We got you. Don't try to clean it up now. We got you.
But he, to me, when I say window closed, I'm looking at the rest of the AFC. I'm looking at his team. All the pieces they keep missing. They keep losing, guys. Trust me, these other teams are going to get better. You think, they're going to reset. They're going to reset. And they're going to bounce back.
Ain't nobody going to pander to him on a platter.
Listen,
he's going to have to compete. Don't get me wrong.
If they don't make the playoffs this year, Sean McDermott could be fired, which means they get a new head coach and they got to start over with a new system, and it's just going to plug and play.
Josh, if you're that level of quarterback, then your window is your prime.
Okay.
And he's that level of quarterback.